morning everyone, and welcome to another video and another workout. For today I have prepared a small routine where we're going to be using the toning balls. If you don't have the toning balls at home, maybe you can find some other weights. The important thing is that they should slide, they should roll away. So we're going to do a couple of exercises doing that movement. So if you have like maybe bottles that they're round and they can do that movement, and that can work as well for this workout. So let's get started. We're going to start lying down on the floor. We're going to be in supine position, and if you need a prop under your head, now is the time to bring it right there. We are just going to start breathing here. We're going to breathe in through the nose and out through pursed lips. We want to start thinking about engaging the stabilizer muscles, that pelvic floor, the transverse abdominals, that are going to bring us stability through the workout. So every time you inhale, think about bringing the air towards the lower part of the lungs, expanding that rib cage. And every time you exhale, make sure you bring all of the air out of the lungs. That's going to help you engage those muscles. Breathe here one more time. Good. And from here we're going to move into that pelvic placement. We want to make sure we're in the right position with our pelvis. So we're going to start rocking the pelvis back and forward, all the way back and all the way forward. And find that neutral position, that in-between point in the middle of those two. And now from here, we're just going to stabilize through our shoulder blades. So I want you to bring the arms right in front of you up towards the ceiling. We're going to pretend we're holding a box here, and we're going to go into that protraction and retraction of the shoulder blades. So the hands shouldn't be coming closer together or further apart, staying at the same distance. We're just bringing the shoulder blades away from each other and then bring them back towards each other. You're going to inhale as you retract and exhale as you protract. Let's do this one more time. And find the middle point in between those two. Now from here we're going to go into elevation and depression, so keeping the arms right up there. We're just going to go into elevation of those shoulder blades and depression of the shoulder blades. You just go as far as you can go up with the shoulder blades, and as slow as you can go. Being in contact with the mat is going to help you feel when your shoulder blades are moving up and down. So try and think about that, try and focus on that feeling on your back and feel those shoulder blades moving up and down. Good, and let's find the middle point in between those two as well, so that neutral position. And let's go as well from here, just from the hands pointing up towards the ceiling into scissors. Take an inhale here, and as you exhale, you're going to bring right arm up and left arm down by the hip. And inhale as you come back to center, and exhale as we switch. And we're going to keep switching from one side to the other. Go as far as you can go. If your arm cannot reach overhead all the way down to the floor, that's okay. The important thing here is, as we do this, that the ribcage is not flaring up towards the ceiling. So keeping that ribcage down, engaging those abdominals. Let's do one more here. And let's come back to center and release those arms by the sides. Now, we're going to take one of those toning balls. We're going to hold it with both of the hands. And we're going to have the knees flexed exactly like we were in that position with that neutral pelvis. And holding the elbows straight, holding that ball away from you as if you're trying to reach it towards your knees. We're going to inhale and move the arms all the way up overhead. Like I said before, as far as you can go without popping from that ribcage. So make sure that ribcage is staying down. And exhale as you bring the ball back towards the knees. We're not lifting the upper body from the floor. We're just moving with the arms towards the knees and back overhead. Good. Let's do 3 more here. 2. Last one. Now keeping the arms straight there with the ball towards your knees, we're going to go into an ab breath. So we're going to go through that head nod as we inhale, and as we exhale we're going to lift up as far as we can go without losing that neutral pelvis, and inhale as you go down and exhale as you come up, and inhale down. Let's make sure we go through that head nod as we come up, and we go all the way back down. Holding the arms straight. Let's do 2 more here. And last one. And release it all the way down. And now we're going to combine those last 2 movements. So we're going to start with the arms overhead. So go ahead and bring your arms overhead, holding that ball. We're going to inhale as the arms come towards the ceiling, and exhale as we go through the head nods and keep moving the arms and go through that up breath. Inhale as we go all the way back down. Bring the arms up towards the ceiling and curl up. And go all the way back down. Good. Make sure every time you curl up that you're not losing that neutral pelvis. And go all the way back. Make sure you're not losing that connection on the rib cage. I'm going to do 2 more here. And on the last one, we're going to stay up there and do some little pulses here on the abs, holding the arms straight, just going slightly down and up for 5 and 4 and 3 and 2. Last one, and release that all the way down. You should be feeling really warm through those abdominals right now. Good. Now, we're going to take both of the balls and we're going to put them right under their feet. And we're going to go back down into lying down on the mat. Now, we want to make sure we have the balls right under our feet, and the feet are exactly or near in that position that we were before, so with the knees bent. That's the position we're at. The pelvis is in neutral. And from here, we're going to roll those balls away and bring them back in. Rolling away, extending those knees, and bring them back in. As you roll away, you want to make sure you're not losing that neutral pelvis. And come back in. Good. Let's do 3 more here. And come back in. Good. Last one, roll away and bring them back in. Now from here, we're going to go into opposite movements. So one leg is going to roll away, and then as it comes back in, the other one is rolling away. So we're doing different movements with each leg. And we're trying to keep stable on that pelvis in that neutral position. I'm going to try for the pelvis not to be rocking from one side to the other. Hip bones always pointing up towards the ceiling. And make sure you keep breathing here. And roll away with one and come back in with the other. Let's do 3 more here. And 2. And last one. Bring them away and bring them back. Both of them in. Good. Excellent. Now, we're going to push the walls away slightly, and we're going to make sure the toes are staying on top of the ball, but the heels are going down towards the mat. Now, once we are there, make sure they're not too further away, because we're going to go into hip rolls. If you have a prop under your head, now is the time to remove it. And from here, having that neutral pelvis, we're going to take an inhale there. And as we exhale, we're going to go through that imprint and then keep pushing the hips high. We don't have to go super high, just a couple of centimeters. And release it all the way back down into that neutral. Let's go a couple of more times here. We're going up and releasing it all the way down. Inhale and exhale as you press up. Take an inhale up there and exhale as you come all the way down. We want to go articulating through the spine, one vertebra at a time, as you go up and as you go down. Good. Let's do 2 more here. And the last one, we're going to stay with the hips high, and from here we're going to start mobilizing the ankles. So we're going to lift one ankle and bring it back down, and lift the other ankle and bring it back down. We're going to keep swapping from one leg to the other, bringing that ankle high and bringing it back down. Exhale every time you lift the ankle, and inhale every time it comes back down. And we're trying not to rock from that pelvis, try and keep it as stable as possible. Good. Let's go for another 4 and 3 and 2. Last one. And from here we're going to go into both of the heels rising and both of them down. Both of the heels up and both of them down. Good. Exhale as they come up and inhale as they go down. Let's go for another 4 and 3 and 2. Last one, and bring them all the way back down, and you release that pelvis back down as well. Good. We're gonna come up and we're gonna turn around into a 4-point kneeling position. So we want to have the hands right under the shoulders and the knees right under the hips. Let's make sure we find the neutral position here on that pelvis. So move your pelvis a little bit, try and find that neutral. The same thing with the shoulder blades. Do a little bit of protraction and retraction, elevation and depression. Find that neutral position here. And now we're going to bring the ball and put it under one of our hands. And from here, holding that neutral position on our spine, we're just going to go into rolling away the ball with one hand and bringing it back in. We roll it away and we bring it back in. We exhale as it rolls away and we inhale as it comes back in. You should be feeling this on your abdominals. Your abdominals are working hard to keep you stable in this position. As you roll away that ball, And you bring it back in. Let's go for another 3. And 2. And last 1. And bring it in, and we can release that hand down. And we're going to go towards the other hand. Holding stable through that pelvis, through those scapulas. We're going to roll away and bring it in. Roll away and bring it in. Good. Don't forget to breathe here. Exhale as you roll away and inhale as it comes back in. Good. Let's go for another 3. And 2. Last 1. And bring it in and release that hand down on the floor. Now from here we're going to go into opening towards the side. So we're going to grab the weight with the hands, still staying in this 4-point kneeling position. I'm going to take an inhale here. And as we exhale, we open with the hand to the side, bringing the weight with us. And inhale to bring it back down. Exhale as you open. Inhale as it comes back in. Okay. And as we do this, we're trying to keep stable through that upper body, not rotating with the arm as it opens to the side. Let's do 2 more here. And bring it in, and we're going to switch hands here. So find that neutral before we start. Make sure you're stable there. And once we're there, we open to the side and we bring it back in. You're going to exhale as you open and inhale as you come back in. Okay. Let's go for another 3. And 2. Last 1. And bring it in and release that hand down. You can leave the balls on the side for a little bit. We're going to go into a shell stretch right there. So sit on your heels. We want to feel that stretching, lengthening through the spine. So make sure your belly is not collapsing on top of your legs. Take 1 more breath down here. And we come back slowly to sitting up straight. Okay, great. From here, we're going to go into a side lying position. So you can choose which side you want to work out first. And we're going to have the knees bent. So make sure your heels are in line with your sit bones. And from there, we're going to be lying down on the mat. You want to make sure that your feet are right on top of each other and your knees are right on top of each other. The pelvis, the hip bones are both right on top of each other. And you're going to bring the lower arm, you want to bring your wrist right under your ear, just to make sure you're in a comfortable position there and you're holding your head. And as you are in that position, if everything is aligned, you should have a little gap under your waistline. Good. And from here, we're going to have the top arm extended right on top of us with the ball right under the hands. Make sure your shoulders as well are in line. And if everything is there and it's right in the correct line, we're going to take an inhale there. And as we exhale, we're going to start rolling the ball away. And we're rotating our upper body. And inhale to come back in. Exhale to roll away. And inhale to come back in. Important here is don't flex your elbow because it's going to give you an idea of more mobility, but it's not really what's happening. It's just your elbow rotating. We want to, your elbow bending. We want to rotate from the spine. So press away, keeping that arm extended and roll away and rotate with that upper body. And come back. inhale to come back in. We want to mobilize the spine as much as we can. And come back in, bringing that elbow straight. So let's do one more here. And bring it back in. Now we're going to stay in the same position. All we're going to do is bring the ball and have it right on top of that top leg, just holding it with our hands. And we're just going to go into a clamp. So we're going to open that top leg up and bring it back down. Exhale as we open up and inhale as we bring it back down. As you can see, your feet are glued together. So we're not separating the feet, we're just opening through the knee and bringing it back down. Make sure as you open, you're not rotating with the whole pelvis backwards. Your hip bones are still pointing towards the front, and you're just opening and closing through that top leg. You go as far as you can go. Everybody's range of motion is going to be different, so just go along with your body. Good. Let's go for another 2. And last 1. And bring it down. Now we want to flex the elbow and have it right by our waist. And we're going to be holding the ball right here with the arm parallel to the floor. Now we're going to combine this movement with the previous one. So as we open that leg up, we're going to rotate the arm up as well and bring everything back down parallel to the floor. Exhale as we open up and inhale as you come back down. The hand doesn't go all the way down to the floor, just to the parallel position, and then we are opening and coming back. Okay, let's go for another 3. And 2. Last 1. And bring it down, and we can release that top arm right there. Now from here, we're just going to extend that top leg. And again, we want to bring that weight on top of that top leg. And we're going to go into a reduction of that top leg. So we go up and down. We want to point the toes as we go up and flex that ankle as we come back down. Make sure that your waistline, you're still holding in that position. You're not losing that waistline against the floor. Let's go for another 2. Last 1. And bring it down and release. We're going to go towards the other side. So we want to make sure again that the heels are in line with the sit bones, that knees are bent, and go all the way down to the mat, making sure that the bones are right stacked on top of each other, so hip bones, knees, ankles, shoulders, everything is in line right on top of each other. You have that gap on your waistline down there, and keeping that top arm straight right in front of you. And take an inhale here. And as we exhale, we're going to rotate and roll away with that ball. And inhale to come back in. And exhale as we roll away. And come back in. Keeping that elbow straight. Not a big rotation, but it's enough to mobilize the spine a little bit. Yeah, let's do 2 more here. and bring it back in. Good. From here, bring that ball, hold it right on top of that top leg, and we're going to go into that clamp, so holding those feet together as they're glued together. We just open that top leg and close. Make sure as you open, the hip bones are still pointing towards the front. They're not rotating with that leg. Exhale every time you open. Inhale every time you close. Let's go for another 4. And 2. Last 1. Close it in. From here we bring the elbow right by the waist, bending it, holding the ball parallel to the floor. And from there, we're going to exhale as we open the leg and rotate the arm towards the ceiling. Inhale to bring it back to the parallel. Good. You want to make sure as you rotate that arm that the elbow is not going away from your waistline. Go as far as you can go without losing that connection between the elbow and the waistline. Let's do 2 more here. Last one. And bring it in and release it down. We're going to extend that top leg away. We're going to bring the ball, hold it right on top of that leg. And we're going to go into a reduction. Good. Pointing the toes as we go up and flexing the ankle as we come back down. Exhale every time you go up. Inhale every time you come down. Think about pulling away from those toes so you're not losing that alignment. Keeping the pelvis stuck on top of each other. Go for 2 more here. And release it down, and we can release that ball right there. Good, great. Now, let's go into a little bit of breathing here and just relaxing a bit, stretching a little bit just to finish up this workout. So we're gonna inhale, bring the right arm up, and exhale as we flex up and over. And you can release it back. Inhale, left arm up, and exhale as you flex up and over. Feeling the stretch on the side of your body, and release it back. Let's do 1 more here. And bring it back in, and with the other arm. And bring it back in. Good. Let's mobilize those shoulders a little bit. We'll do some circles going towards the back, up and back and down and to the front. And we change to the opposite direction. Good. 3 and 2 and last 1. We want to move those arms. As we move them back with the palms facing forward, we want to think about lengthening through the spine, lengthening through that chest, and inhale and exhale as we flex forward. Bring the arms forward. Inhale as you open back and lengthen. Extend through that upper part of the spine and flex as you exhale. Let's do this 1 more time. Inhale and open up to that chest. And exhale as we flex. And we can release it down. Great, this is all for today. I hope you have enjoyed the workout with the toning balls. And if you have any comments or any questions, please go ahead and send it over there for me. Thank you very much, and I will see you on the next video.